The Gosselin family drama has been in the news for more than 10 years, with Kate and Jon Gosselin, former cast members of Jon and Kate Plus 8, at the heart of a sour public split. Once the adored faces of reality TV, their 8 children have grown up in the limelight but with some wounds. Fans have been wondering what the real reason for the family's animosity is, due to claims of abuse, alienation, and broken connections. Finally stepping up, Mady Gosselin, one of the oldest twins who has been silent about the issue for a long time, has the power to change the course of events completely. Some siblings, such as Colin and Hannah, have openly separated themselves from Kate, but others have stayed faithful or refrained from picking sides. Recent reunions with separated children have triggered new discussions. Has Kate Gosselin's image been unfairly created by reality TV editing and public perception? Or is she the monster she has been portrayed as? The tale gains a new dimension with Mydy's choice to confront the topic after years of silence, one that could contradict long-held beliefs. The Gosselin children's divergent viewpoints as they grow up show a family still dealing with the effects of tragedy, divorce, and celebrity. What is known to Mydy that the general public is unaware of? And will her voice lead to further divisiveness or at last clarity? The answers might permanently alter the Gosselin legacy. The Gosselin family feud, a decade of drama. Do you recall when the Gosselins were so popular in America? That large, active family with their coordinated attire and meticulously arranged food containers. In addition to being a television program, Jon and Kate Plus 8 was a cultural phenomenon that helped all of us feel a bit better about our own chaotic lives. However, something went wrong between the diaper changes and the Disney World episodes. Long before the divorce, the fissures began to appear. Once commended for maintaining order in the face of turmoil, viewers started to notice that Kate's military-style parenting was beginning to resemble control. Over time, Jon, the silly father who couldn't even properly load the dishwasher, became increasingly reclusive. By the 5th season, the tension was almost palpable on television. In addition to ending their marriage, their 2009 breakup resulted in the collapse of a family business that had been established for the cameras. The result was a free-for-all for the tabloids. Kate portrayed the stoic single mother while Jon became the public's worst enemy because of photos of him with younger women. What no one discussed enough, though, is that 8 children were caught in the midst, their early years captured on high definition for the world to see. In the present day, the Gosselin children are no longer children. The twins, Mydy and Cara, are in their early 20s and used to narrate stories with cute child logic. The sextuplets have grown up and are now adults with their voices and traumas. And some of them have begun to use those voices. Colin's tale was a gut punch. His years in a psychiatric facility and the claims of emotional torture presented a picture that no reality program could have foreshadowed. Then there is Hannah, who stopped talking to Kate for years after deciding to live with Jon. These are actual people making difficult decisions regarding their families. They are no longer plot lines. What's interesting, though, is that not every Gosselin child rejected Kate. It appears that Alexis and her mother are still in contact. Leah has occasionally been seen with both of her parents. What about Mydy? Well, up until now, she had been the silent one, observing from the sidelines. Though the reality is more chaotic than any graphic the US weekly updates attempt to show where everyone stands, there are no clear trends in family alienation. A child reared in the same home as their sibling may have an entirely different experience. Perhaps we never knew this family at all, which is the unsettling reality that the Gosselin narrative compels us to face. The remains of reality TV from the early 2000s, which gave us authenticity while meticulously creating stories, are all that remain. This is not what the Gosselin children signed up for. It was a part of them from birth. As adults, they are now coping with the fallout in ways that we are only now starting to comprehend. After all these years, Mydy's choice to finally speak up seems important, not only because of what she may say but also because of what it stands for, a reality TV kid taking back her narrative. Her prolonged quiet and her decision to end it may be the most potent message in a family when everyone else has said so much. The divorce and the media drama are not the true tragedies of the Gosselin narrative. The problem is that we never truly saw these children as individuals as we watched them grow up. Before the script became too gloomy, they were characters in America's favorite family sitcom. Perhaps we owe them something we never granted them before, the freedom to tell their own experiences on their terms as they reconstruct their lives away from the cameras. At the core of it all is this awkward question: did we like watching the Goslins or did we adore them? The answer might help us understand why, over 10 years later, the tale of this family continues to haunt us. The mystery of Mady Gosselin's silence and why she's finally speaking. One voice was noticeably missing for years while the Gosselin family crisis unfolded in the news and on social media: Mady Gosselin. Mady remained silent as her siblings made headlines, including Colin for allegedly abusing others, Hannah for moving in with Jon, and others who periodically appeared in the tabloids. Once an early Jon and Kate Plus 8 narrator, the oldest Gosselin twin rose to become the most mysterious member of the family. Mady completely shunned the spotlight in contrast to her counterparts on reality TV who used their early celebrity to further their influencer careers. No interviews that reveal everything. Instagram is not a place for thirst traps. She only sometimes posted on social media to make it apparent that she had no interest in participating in the public's fixation with her family. She even criticized the weirdos who continued to follow the Goslins every step, in 2022 posting on Instagram, "We're not characters in your TV show anymore." Her avoidance seems purposeful, which makes sense. Mady was adamant on leading an off-camera existence in contrast to certain siblings such as Colin and Hannah who decided to openly address family conflicts. She avoided bringing up her well-known last name while attending college and making acquaintances like everyone else. Her early years, when cameras captured everything from her tantrums to her first days at school, were in sharp contrast to this. However, Mady is now speaking forward after almost 10 years of silence through well-chosen statements that imply she's prepared to reclaim her story rather than with a dramatic interview or reality TV return. The timing begs the question: why now would she speak up? Is it because the public declarations made by her siblings have not provided a comprehensive picture? Or does she just think she's been waiting long enough to talk? The apparent calculation of Mady's choice is what makes it so interesting. This is a deliberate decision to join a discourse she has shunned for years, not a result of an angry outburst or tabloid leak. And that decision says a lot. Mady's viewpoint might be the final component that transforms our understanding of the Gosselin tale in a family where everyone else has spoken so much. When she does speak, it will not be your average reality star soundbite. That much is clear. She will likely be analytical, measured, and scathing of the public's insatiable interest in her family's suffering. If her previous social media remarks are any guide, Mady Gosselin isn't just talking after all these years of silence. She's making us re-evaluate our preconceived notions about the most well-known reality TV family in America. Why we're still listening is more important than what she will say. Perhaps Mady has been waiting to say it all along. The fractured Gosselin siblings. What Hannah and Leah's reunion reveals about the family divide. Despite spending their whole lives in the spotlight, the Gosselin siblings' latest emotional upheaval caught viewers off guard. The true narrative was always about Jon and Kate's 8 children and how they have been quietly picking up the pieces ever since their nasty divorce in the late 2000s, which the world witnessed unfold. Their complex connections are now becoming more apparent as adults, especially when viewed from the perspectives of 3 siblings: Colin, Hannah, and Leah. Hannah and Leah Gosselin reconnected for the first time in years last year, according to a shocking People magazine article. This came only 2 months after their brother Colin made upsetting claims of abuse against his mother Kate. Given the family's history, the pictures depicted the sisters grinning together at a laid-back outside lunch, a regular sibling get-together that held a remarkable amount of significance. This wasn't simply a sisterly catch-up, but rather possible proof of shifting allegiance in a family that has been split up for more than 10 years. According to analysts who read between the lines, this reunion is extremely important because of its context. Colin, who is now 19 years old, lived with his father Jon in 2018 after spending years in a behavioral treatment complex. His accusations regarding Kate's parenting, such as those of emotional abuse and being institutionalized against his will, presented a very different picture from the meticulously constructed family portrait that viewers were accustomed to seeing on Jon and Kate Plus 8. In the last few years, Hannah, who similarly chose to live with Jon as a teenager, has been conspicuously missing from Kate's social media accounts up until now. Leah had kept her involvement with both parents more private. This sibling relationship highlights the many fault lines that run across the Gosselin family. Colin and Hannah, who have openly supported Jon, are on one side. The twins Mya and Cara, who have traditionally looked more like Kate, are on the other side. Leah and the other sextuplets, whose allegiances have proven more difficult to determine, are in the center. It says volumes about how shattered this family became when the cameras stopped rolling that Hannah and Leah, two of the well-known sextuplets, felt the need for a recorded reunion. These differences are especially hurtful because they mirror the unintended consequences of celebrity on reality TV. These are actual estrangements between siblings who shared beds, birthday celebrations, and the particular anguish of growing up on television. They are not merely hypothetical family arguments. Despite not choosing celebrity, the Gosselin children are forced to navigate adult relationships through the prism of childhood traumas that were broadcast on national television. Mady Gosselin's role in all of this has been especially interesting. The oldest and once most vocal child on the show, Mya's recent silence contrasted sharply with her siblings' public complaints. While Colin gave interviews and Hannah made it clear that she was no longer close to Kate, Mya remained the most mysterious member of the family until she recently decided to finally speak up. The fact that Hannah and Leah's reunion occurred so soon after Colin's accusations raises the possibility that the siblings are subtly changing the family's history without their parents' knowledge. In a household where each interaction has been analyzed through the lens of Team Kate or Team Jon, these grown siblings seem to be establishing their coalitions and settling disputes according to their standards. One thing becomes more and more obvious as the Gosselin children mature into adults: the tale we saw on TV was never the complete story. Only now is the true story, that of siblings attempting to move past a highly publicized upbringing, starting to come to light. Furthermore, this next chapter may finally be about the Gosselin children speaking for themselves rather than being spoken about. If Hannah and Leah's reunion is any guide, it is still unclear if the siblings can forge ties apart from the parental strife that shaped their early years, and if these hesitant moves toward reconciliation will be enough to end years of separation. The most significant changes for a family that America witnessed firsthand may be taking place in the background, away from the cameras that began it all. Kate Gosselin, reality TV villain or unfairly maligned mom? Kate Gosselin has been one of the most divisive personalities on reality TV for more than 10 years. She became the domineering, meticulous mother from Jon and Kate Plus 8 to a large portion of the audience. Her severe parenting methods and witty remarks made for interesting TV, but they also caused people to take notice of her actions in real life. A pivotal question, however, arises as the Gosselin kids get older and start expressing their own opinions. How much of Kate's villain story was real, and how much was the result of reality TV's deceptive editing? Two major elements have significantly influenced how the public views Kate: her on-screen image and the testimonies of her estranged children. The color-coded timetables, military-style discipline, and the notorious Kate has a list memes highlighted her type A characteristics on shows like Jon and Kate Plus 8. Frequently staged for dramatic effect or amusement, these incidents progressively solidified her image as a compulsive control freak. Off-screen accounts from distant kids like Colin and Hannah who have talked about conflict and emotional isolation seem to support the worst fears. However, reality TV is well known for using selective editing to create stories. It would have been easy for the same industry that made Jon into the clumsy father and then the ruthless villain to make Kate more severe and less affectionate. The reality probably lies somewhere in between the extreme depictions, neither as the ideal mother nor as the monster that she has been portrayed as. As the things noted in their examination of Hannah's tense relationship with Kate, as Mady Gosselin is ready to express her viewpoint, this intricacy becomes even more crucial. Mya's story might offer vital balance to the divisive narrative, as she was one of the few kids who kept in contact with Kate despite avoiding public scrutiny. Her choice to speak at this time raises the possibility that she may question the oversimplified Kate as villain cliché that has dominated popular opinion. Beyond the Gosselins, the underlying problem here is how reality TV simplifies complicated family relationships into readily understood character tropes. Producers seeking ratings gold filtered the image of Kate that America knew, even if she may have been a challenging mom at times. It serves as a reminder that no parent, particularly one who is parenting 8 kids on television, perfectly fits into the mold that reality TV puts them in. As more Gosselin kids discover their voices, Mady's upcoming remarks are important because they will provide context to a tale that has been repeated in general terms for 15 years, not because they will support or refute Kate. The reality about Kate Gosselin, like most parents, most likely exists in the murky middle ground in a media culture that favors certain heroes and villains. The social media frenzy, why everyone's obsessed with Mady Gosselin's next move. Once more, the Gosselin family turmoil is sweeping the internet, but this time it's about their more outspoken kids rather than Jon or Kate. Fans have been sifting through every social media hint since Hannah and Leah's unexpected reunion made news, hoping to unravel the complex relationships of the family. TikTok investigators examine the body language in paparazzi images, Reddit threads analyze old Instagram postings, and Twitter disputes erupt over which siblings are on which side. Where's this storm centered? The most enigmatic member of the family is Mady Gosselin. Mady has been the family's silent spectator as her siblings have progressively made their positions known, Colin's shocking accusations, Hannah's relocation to Jay's home. Speculation has only increased as a result of this quiet, since she has never openly attacked her mother like other siblings have. Some admirers think that her silent devotion to Kate speaks for itself. Others contend that she's just waiting to reveal the truth before doing so. According to the most tenacious fan belief, Mady is Team Kate in private but is scared to express it in public. They point out that, in sharp contrast to her more vocal siblings, she has stayed out of the spotlight while discreetly keeping up a relationship with her mother. Armchair psychologists search for hidden clues about family devotion in her infrequent social media postings on parenting groups. However, the reality may be more nuanced than taking sides. Mady, who is in her early 20s, is unique in the Gosselin story because she has a voice untarnished by public tantrums or reality TV soundbites. When she does talk, it has the potential to change our perception of this entire family's story history rather than only providing answers to concerns concerning Kate. Internet users are holding their breath. Even though every reality celebrity overshares these days, Mady's purposeful silence speaks louder than any interview ever could. One thing is clear regardless of what she says next. The Gosselin kid who remained silent the longest may now get the ultimate say after years of allowing others to shape the story. Mady Gosselin breaks her silence about her mom. After years of quiet, Jon Gosselin's daughter Mady Gosselin finally breaks her silence. And it's bad for the critics. Mady Gosselin has now spoken out with a revelation that completely changes public view, shocking lifelong critics of the Gosselin family story. In a special interview, the 22-year-old said, "My mom is not the villain everyone made her out to be. No parent is perfect, especially when raising 8 kids with cameras in their faces. But the caricature people created wasn't reality." In the unfolding Gosselin story, these measured but assertive remarks are like a bomb, directly contradicting her sister Hannah's seeming distance from Kate and brother Colin's claims of emotional abuse. Mady depicts an overburdened but loving mother in contrast to Colin's description of being institutionalized and feeling unwanted. Mady's ongoing intimacy with Kate provides a counterbalance that adds complexity to the family's tale. While Hannah's physical separation from Kate speaks loudly, Mady's message is powerful because of its subtlety. While acknowledging that every child has their relationship with their parents, she maintains that the public narrative has been dangerously oversimplified without discounting the experiences of her siblings. Reality TV took normal parenting struggles and turned them into entertainment. Mady says what looked like controlling behavior was often just a mom trying to keep 8 kids in check and on schedule. Fans must face the unsettling reality that sibling experiences within the same family might differ greatly as a result of this revelation. This is especially prevalent in large families when parental bandwidth, personality conflicts, and birth order result in dramatically varied childhoods. According to child development specialists, an independent family therapist named Dr. Emily Parker notes, when one child thrives under structure and the other chafes against it, they can essentially grow up in different families despite sharing a home. Mady's viewpoint also emphasizes how the editing choices made by reality TV caused long-term harm. Without illustrating the context of raising multiples, scenes of Kate's rigid parenting, such as her well-known lists and timetables, were frequently shown for dramatic or comedic effect. Quieter affectional moments, meanwhile, often ended up on the floor of the cutting room. People saw 44 minutes of a 24-hour day, Mye observes sharply. Mye's statements timing points to a purposeful reclaiming of narrative control. Her choice to speak now provides balance rather than reputation. As Colin and Hannah's tales have dominated recent media, she emphasizes, "I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I'm saying our family's truth has more layers than a TV show could show." Mye's narrative is so convincing because it avoids using absolutes. She defends the mother she knows while acknowledging Kate's flaws and her siblings' suffering. In today's cancel culture, this nuanced perspective is uncommon and could have been just what the Gosselin tale needed. One thing is evident as the last chapter comes to a close: the Gosselin kids are now exposing the complex, chaotic world that existed outside of the cameras following 15 years of straightforward Team Kate against Team Jon framing. By doing this, they are creating a new guide for reality TV families to recover their narratives. Can the Gosselins ever truly reconcile? The strained dynamic among the family has become more complicated as a result of Mady Gosselin's recent support of Kate. Her remarks humanize a mother who is frequently demonized by the public. But they do not take away from the genuine suffering that siblings like Colin and Hannah are experiencing. This begs the question: can a family split by pain and media attention ever come together? The barriers to reconciliation are significant. There is no easy way to bring children together when they have such desperate experiences with the same parent, some feeling abandoned while others feel supported. Mady's viewpoint could assist Kate's public persona, but it doesn't always make her issues go away. It becomes particularly difficult to forgive when childhood traumas are publicized and made profitable. Now the Gosselin kids must deal with a distressing paradox. They had an unbreakable tie of understanding because they had both experienced reality TV stardom. But the same limelight exacerbated their traumas in ways that caused them to drift apart. While some siblings might ultimately reconcile with Kate, others could decide that keeping their distance is still the best course of action. As members of the public, we must fight the urge to insist on a neat conclusion. It is uncommon for family healing to go in a straight line, particularly when the injuries were caused in front of cameras. The most important question is not whether the Gosselins will get back together, but rather if each kid, Kate included, can find their kind of serenity. This may be the Gosselin saga's last lesson. Some family conflicts are supposed to be understood rather than resolved. The question that remains as these now adult children continue their journeys is whether the complete truth can finally liberate them or if their tale has become too intertwined with public opinion to ever completely distinguish reality from fiction. Do you think reality TV families like the Gosselins can ever fully heal from the public scrutiny and editing that shaped their childhoods? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.